Alright, so now we've just gotten done soldering our metal pieces together. We have put our metal, first we've quenched it in the water to cool it off, and then we've put it in the pickle solution to clean it up. So now we're going to use the copper tongs and get our ring out of the pickle solution. Alright, so it's cleaned up a little bit more. Not all the tarnish is completely off. So what we're going to do now is take it over to the sink to rinse off with water to get that the pickle chemicals that cleans it up, to get that off of there. And then we'll demonstrate how to file and sand the surface. Don't actually pause now or stop. Alright, so now we'll rinse this off under the sink. And then next we'll come over here and we have some different types of sandpaper. We have more of a grittier sandpaper that will take off kind of the top surface of the tarnish that we have here. And then we also have a finer grit which we can use actually with water. It's called wet dry sandpaper. So you can actually use this with water too to actually help clean off some of this tarnish that's on the surface of the ring as well. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate how to clean the surface first with the file. In this drawer we have different large files and small files. The smaller files have different shapes depending on what you're trying to do. This one has a flat surface on one side and kind of a pointed or a triangular surface on this side. So you'd want to pick one that basically would help you with the surface you're trying to work with. We've got just a flat file here. We're going to use it over the surface to basically get rid of the really big, the really large tarnished areas, and also to eliminate this excess solder that we have on here. So basically you're just going to take the file and rub it across the surface, and the key is also to be pressing down as you're going across the surface. If you're just lightly going across the surface, it's not really going to do anything. You have to apply pressure too. So as we go over the surface, you can see the tarnish is coming off, and then the shininess of the underlayer is basically showing up. Okay? So what you'd like to do is go over the entire surface, inside, outside of the ring, the sides of the ring, to basically clean off this top layer of tarnish using some sort of a file. And it should be basically filed down to a point where you see that shine. One thing too to note about the seam that you're working with on your ring, you should be able to file this to a point where almost you don't see the seam at all. So this is kind of a tedious process, but in the end it'll make the ring look a lot nicer. So we'll go just a little bit longer here, clean up this area. Alright, so now that we've filed the surface here, the next step is to use the two different types of sandpaper that we've picked up before. This is the more coarse sandpaper. You'd want to use this first, and then use the wet dry second. So basically what we're going to do is just kind of fold this in half, and you're going to go over the entire surface using this sandpaper as well. And what this is going to do is continue to clean the surface of the metal, slightly shine it up. It will also kind of start to take out some of the larger scrapes that were left on the metal from the file. And now we'll take the wet dry, and this is kind of an in-between sandpaper as far as polishing and cleaning. Alright, so now I'm just going to demo using the wet dry sandpaper again, but using it with some running water, and this will actually aid in the cleanup process even more. So we've got the ring slightly wet, and we've also got the sandpaper slightly wet, and what that's going to do is not only clean it but slightly shine it up. You can see here it's starting to get nice and shiny now.